Herman Cain gearing up. He's not going to get blindsided again by a tricky question on foreign policy. Things like right of return, right of return, right of return, right of return. We should. Can you pull that sound up? See if you can find that sound.
See if I can find that.
That's too precious. Right of return? Chris, right of return? That's Chris Wallace asks all the hard questions. Imagine he should have probably just started like, what do you think about the Mideast? The Mideast? The Mideast. The Mideast? The Mideast. The Middle East. Oh, the Middle East. Food? No, no, no. From a foreign policy perspective, what do you think of
we only use the finest local ingredients.
Exactly. That's right. Everything must be local. And we need to resolve this within 30 minutes or less. Here he is. And look, it's not just me making fun of him for being bringing everything back to pizza. This is from the Daily Caller, that right-wing website. Herman Cain, the former CEO of Godfather's Pizza running for president, said he's suited to make hard foreign policy decisions because he made tough calls as a businessman. All right, fair enough. He's trying to show character. When I first became president of Godfather's Pizza, there was a very dangerous part of town in the black community where I wouldn't allow my restaurants to deliver because we had kids beat and robbed, he said in an interview outside a pizza joint here on Sunday. This is in New Hampshire. And I said, if I won't send my son over there, I'm not going to send somebody else's son or daughter over there. Last week in Omaha, Nebraska, that same neighborhood that I wouldn't deliver in, that they are delivering in now, a Pizza Hut driver was killed. Continuing on, he said, when I get ready to make a decision relative to foreign policy, I will make a decision based upon it if I'm sending my own kids, sons and daughters, into war, and I'm not going to take that lightly. Now, I appreciate that sentiment, but if you have to use an analogy about pizza delivery to talk about foreign policy, you have a large gap in your experience from which to draw on. If you have to equate the idea of sending military forces in to a country with sending pizza delivery people into a bad part of town, you don't have any experience or even book knowledge of what you're talking about. Yes, one is dangerous and the other is dangerous. That's about where it ends. You might as well say, like, I once told my son not to get on a ladder that was broken. And so I know that a ladder that's broken may fall and he could get hurt. And so that's how I'd make my foreign policy decisions, in a way that we wouldn't get hurt. It's dangerous to eat raw meat. And so I wouldn't tell somebody eat raw meat just in the same way that I wouldn't necessarily tell someone about foreign policy, because they both could be dangerous. A Rubik's Cube is tricky. I've used a Rubik's Cube. Foreign policy is tricky. I can do foreign policy. You see where we're going with this, folks. It's not enough. I hope to God he brings this thing out tonight when talking foreign policy, because that would be a great sound clip. This is a radio ad from America's Pack featuring Herman Cain.
Let's pack.
The night's still young. Come on, let's head to the river and try out the slots.
Nah, I gotta get home. I promised Kathleen I'd help the kids with their homework.
You know, the Army really changed you.
War does that. It makes you value what you're fighting for.
So I suppose you want me to vote Republican, like you and your soldier buddies.
Not at all. You've got no reason to.
How's that?
Well, you don't work for a living, so what do you care about keeping taxes low?
Hey, that's cold.
You cheat on your wife, So why would you want an amendment to protect marriage?
Hey, man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
And I know you're not going to enlist to defend your country.
Not everyone's as slow as you are, bro.
And if you make a little mistake with one of your hoes, you'll want to dispose of that problem. Too sweet, no questions asked.
No, now that's too cold. I don't snuff my own seed.
Huh? Really? Well, maybe you do have a reason to vote Republican.
Wow. That was hilarious. Yo, bro, what do you do?
When that music kicked in, I couldn't help but think of the Fresh Prince theme song.
That can't be real. That's too good.
Hey, you got your hose. You don't want to. I'm really surprised that didn't help with black turnout. Hey, who is that ad aimed at? That ad's not aimed at black people, is it? Let me hear that again.
The night's still young. Come on, let's head to the river and try out the slots.
Nah, I gotta get home. I promised Kathleen I'd help the kids with their homework.
You know, the Army really changed you.
War does that. It makes you value what you're fighting for.
So I suppose you want me to vote Republican, like you and your soldier buddies.
Not at all. You've got no reason to.
How's that?
Well, you don't work for a living, so what do you care about keeping taxes low?
Hey, that's cold.
You cheat on your
that's
wife,
cold.
so why would you want an amendment to protect marriage?
Hey, man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
And I know you're not going to enlist to defend your country.
Not everyone's as slow as you are, bro.
And if you make a little mistake with one of your hoes, you'll want to dispose of that problem. Too sweet, no questions asked.
No, now that's too cold. I don't snuff my own seed.
Huh? Really? Well, maybe you do have a reason to vote Republican.
That's really impressive. First of all, this is what they said when they did the ad. We want to. We've got Herman Cain. He's going to be the guy who's just come back from the Army at age 63. He come back from Iraq, age 63, because we're sending over 60-year-olds over there. And then, can we have the other voice to be like a really, we want to go for that radio pitchman quality. Like, hey, bro, that's really cold. Can we get that guy who did the that stain product? Like, hey, you can get these things out of your stains. Hey, that's really cool. I never stuff out my own seed. That is that. I don't know if that's racist as much as just crazy.